Alright, a few weeks ago I did an unboxing video of this scope here. It's a CVLIFE 6-24x50. In that video I went over all the specifications and whatnot of the scopes. If you want to know all the details, you can check out that video. I'll put a link in the description, or you can just go check out the scope itself. I'll put a link for the scope as well in the description. So all the details on the scope will be in either of those links, but today we're going to try it out. So I just kind of took a one-shot zero down here at this plywood. What I did was I took the old Tasco off of there I had on it and put on the CVLIFE. So it should be close. So I'm just going to record the shots and finishing my zero out here. We'll print some groups and whatnot. I can go out to a little over 100 yards on this side, and then we should also be able to make some 200-yard shots or so out there. I'll get my rangefinder out and confirm all the distances. Then after that, I'll try to make it out to the other range in this video as well and take a few 500-yard shots, which, by the way, if you want to see a review video of this rifle, I'll put a link in the description for that. So with that, I'll get everything set up, start shooting, and make sure she holds zero. And by the way, as far as testing it out goes, I'm getting it set up to shoot down that lane there. And you can see the sun's almost directly in my face there, and I can see through it no problem. So, you know, sometimes you can't see in full sun unless you have one of those long sunshades, which this does not have. But I'm not having any issue seeing my target and crosshairs down there, even though the sun's blasting me in the face right now. So that's good. All right, so I got my target out there. Laser rangefinder confirmed, 100.5 yards there in the center of your screen. If you guys are looking to get a good budget option rangefinder, link to this one in the description. I've had this one for several years, still use it, still on the same original battery, so really liking these for the price. So obviously, without putting a camera down there, which I currently can't use my GoPro, it's a long story, issues with that and issues with my laptop. There's not going to be a whole lot for you guys to see back here because I don't have a shoot and see up there. So what I will do, I'll just record the shots just to verify that I'm actually taking them. You'll be able to see CVLIFE right here on the side. Might fast forward through some of it. And right now I'm going to work on getting the zero finished, and then we'll shoot some groups with it. And then we also have some steel down here. I'll put a few on some steel, and we got gong back there. 212 yards, my rangefinder says, from this bench. And then, like I said, I'll try to get out 500 yards on a gong as well in this video. Alright, so this bag is really steady, but it's not completely steady. So I do still have a little bit of movement out there, so keep that in mind. With that said, in the review video of this rifle, I was able to shoot, I think it was around 3/4 of an inch at 100 yards. So, like I said, it's still pretty steady. It's just not 100% perfect. So if you had like a lead sled or whatever where you could take all movement, all human error out of the equation, it would shoot tighter still. But we should be able to get decent groups off of this bag. I need my ears. Windy too. Wasn't too bad when I got here, but it's kicked up a little bit. By the way, if you want to get one of these bags, link in the description as well. All right, let's go see where we hit. All right, here we are down range. Came from all the way up there. So here is our shot. So we're high there, so I need to bring it down quite a bit. Obviously, I was aiming bullseye here, dead center. It is a little off to the right. That could have just been me. So for now, I'm just going to work on bringing it down. So each one of these is an inch. It's at the very top of 4 there. So I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches down to get it level there in the center. All right. Now these are 1/4 inch clicks. Each click will move your impact a 1/4 inch at 100 yards. And since we need to go down 5 inches, I'm going to need a total of 20 clicks down to bring the point of impact 5 inches lower. So that should be it. All right, I see the shot down there. It looks like we're still a little bit high, so I'll take one more to well, I'll go ahead and drop it and see if this places it about where it should be. That one was my fault. I pulled that, and when I pulled it high, and it hit about the same spot, so it's 100% me. But let's go take a look real quick. All right, so here we are. You can see the two shots there. So I did give it 20 clicks down, which should have brought it down 5 inches. However, as I said when we inspected this first shot, you know, especially with it being the first shot, that it is possible I could have pulled it a little left, a little right, a little up, a little down, whatever. Seemed like a fairly decent shot, but I'm not saying it was a perfect shot. So that could have had something to do with the fact that 20 clicks didn't bring it all the way down here. You know, maybe I pulled in a manner that caused that to occur. But regardless, after I gave it 20 clicks down, one of the shots was over here, which was a good shot for sure. So you can see I'm still about 2 inches high there from bullseye. And then the second shot, I gave it 8 more clicks down. But I knew as soon as I pulled the trigger, I saw it in the scope too. As I pulled the trigger, I rose up a little bit. So that's why the third one went right here. If I hadn't pulled it, it would have been probably right about there. So we're getting close, but actually I want this gun zeroed for 200 yards. So what that means, according to the box, I want it to be 1.3 inches high at 100 yards, so that it should be pretty much dead on at 200 yards. So that's the zero I'm going for. So I actually want it to be a little high, 1.3 inches. So I'm gonna go back and print a group now. Probably on one of these, because I need to see where my group is. That way I can place it 1.3 inches high at 100 yards without any messed up shots. That way it'll be zeroed for 200. I pulled that one a little high left. All right, that last shot was pretty good, and the first one was pretty good too. At least I think so. Third one for sure. So I'm not shooting my greatest out here today, but we're getting it done still. All right, so part of the problem is that I really like this target that much. I'm having like a hard time after staring at it for a while with the crosshair, staying focused on it and whatnot. I've always been better at shooting at something real small, like say this, okay? I'll pretty much tighter on something like that. So for precision shooting, for me, it's much better for me to have just a little dot. Ooh, yeah. First shot, second shot. Excuse me. Getting ahead of myself here. First shot and third shot. I just said up there that the third shot was good for sure. I was pretty sure the first one was as well. And you can see right there, they're right on top of each other. But this was the second shot right here that I called out, that I pulled high left. And so you can see that that's definitely the case, because these two are right on top of each other. And look at that. It's actually, well, it's just shy of 1.3 inches high. So I might need to give it a click or two up there to be zeroed at 200. But right there, you can see what the rifle and scope's capable of if I quit jerking the shot there. So I think I need to go 2 clicks up, so I'll be 1.3 high there. That's sitting right at about 1 inch high, so I want it to be just a little bit higher, so I'm zeroed at 200. But yeah, she's good to go as soon as I give it 2 more clicks there. All right, so it won't be much of a challenge at all, but clear out there. As I said earlier, rangefinder said it was 212 yards. Center of your screen there, there's a white gong out there, 16-inch gong, 212 yards. Hit that twice. But over here on this tree, okay, see that white strap hanging off of it, and there's that itty bitty target on it that is smaller than my fist. I believe that's either 2.5 or 3 inch little orange or red target there. So well, that'll be a little bit of a challenge, but I shouldn't have any problem hitting that. Rangefinder says it's 90 yards. All right, so just go ahead and get you guys zoomed in on that target down there at 200 yards, the steel gong. Sorry that pistol target's in the way there, guys, but right now this is the best place for me to set up the camera so you guys can see the shot. By the way, if you want to get yourself any steel targets, I got a link in the description for a company that I get all mine from and have been for several years. Alright, let's find this little guy in the tree over here. Where are we at? Here we go. Alright, let's see if we can hit that. Now that's 90 yards, so it's going to be like an inch and a quarter high from there. So I'm going to aim a little low on it. Should hit about center. Well, there you have it. And, you know, I just kind of rushed the shot. I wasn't trying to be super precise or anything, so that's why the shot's a little off to the left there. So yeah, so far so good. You know, I don't have a million rounds. I'm on a real tight budget, guys, so I would sit here and put hundreds of rounds through it for you guys if I could, but I just simply can't afford that. So obviously, with that being said, she's still holding 0. You know, it let me print that real tight group down there. Like I said, I pulled that one shot, but other than that, they were on top of each other. This stuff is also really expensive. It's like $3 a shot right now. If you guys want to support the channel beyond hitting the like button and leaving a comment, you can always check out the super thanks button bottom right end of the video. You might have to scroll through the options there to the right slightly to get to that if you would like to donate to the channel. So instead of wasting more of that $3 per shot ammo on paper down here, we will reconvene at the other range, and I'll try to get a few shots at 500 yards for you guys. Alright, so here we are at the rifle range. Back out with the 25-06 and the CVLIFE. So I got my 20-inch steel gong. Clear out there 500 yards. So, like I said, what's the box say here about if you're zeroed for 200? Oh, got one there. 35 inches low at 500. So I'll have to aim about 35 inches high. Of course, I could just adjust the scope for 35 inches, but I'm going to try to utilize those hash marks for a higher hold without having to readjust the scope. Alright, so hit it just on the very bottom edge, so I know where to hold now, so I'll bring it up a little higher. I think I pulled that one a little high when I released the trigger. We'll see on these following 2 shots. Well, there you have it. 500 yards with a $50 scope. So I think she's good to go. As I said earlier in the video, I wish I could sit here for you guys and, you know, put a couple hundred rounds through it, but I just don't have that sort of budget. So that's going to be it for today. But, you know, I think that proves its worth right there. Obviously, it'd be more ideal to put, you know, like I said, 100, 200 rounds through it to make sure, you know, more of a long-term test that it's going to hold 0. I honestly really don't, you know, think that's going to be an issue whatsoever. And like I said, I would do that, but I don't have $300 to $600 for ammo to do that. Otherwise, I would. But feel free to stay tuned, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated on the scope if I ever have any issues with it. I can't remember if I mentioned in the beginning, but these have a 4.5 out of 5-star rating, which is just as good as any of the $300-400 and up optics. Very few optics actually have an entire 5-star out of 5 rating. So that 4.5 range there, even though it's only a $50 or $60 scope, that rating is just as good as, you know, $300, $400, $500 scopes. So every manufacturer will have issues here and there, but for the price, it doesn't seem like they have any more issues than the bigger brands out there. And this is their newer version. Again, link in the description if you want to go check it out. Their older one has like 6,000 or 7,000 reviews on Amazon, 4.5 star average. And this is their newer version of it. So if anything, this one's even better because it's updated and has improvements and whatnot. And there's not so many reviews on this yet because this is their new updated version. But the reviews that it does have is still reflecting that 4.5 star rating. That's going to wrap this one up, guys. Like I said, link in the description to the original review video if you want to know all the details about it. Link in the description so you can actually go check the scope out for yourself if you're thinking about it. I mean, honestly, I'm convinced. You know, I put it on my 25-06 here. I had no issues zeroing it. I had no issues holding zero. And man, it's even pinpoint accurate out there at 500 yards. So, you know, I think for $50, $60, it's definitely worth the shot. And like I said, I honestly don't foresee any issues with it. And, you know, 4.5 out of 5-star reviews, just like $300 and $400 scopes. So, that would seem to indicate that for the most part, people were satisfied. So, but yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks to CV Life for sending this out to me. And I hope to see you guys on the next one.